The 1980s had its fair share of hostage situations, but only one of them was centered around Domino's Pizza. Which Domino's Pizza is normally something that's synonymous with fun and family and pizza. And not usually synonymous with a schizophrenic with a 357 Magnum. This is the story of how Kenneth Lamar Noid was driven to madness by Domino's Pizza and their mascot, the Noid. Going back to 1989, a lot of notable things happened. Tiananmen Square, the fall of the Berlin Wall, and this guy existed. His name was the Noid. He was a mascot that Domino's Pizza came up with in the 80s. And he's this freaky little dude who's just like got rabbit ears. And he's in the skin-tight suit, red suit. Basically a cosmic power for mischief and chaos. And he's really annoying. Basically, his role in all of the commercials was to just be this like little monster that would make sure that none of the pizzas for any of the restaurants ever came in on time or the way that they were supposed to. He messed up the pizzas. He delayed the pizzas. He was just evil incarnate. But Domino's, of course, in all of these commercials was immune to the antics of the Noid. Other pizzas got f***ed on by the Noid. Domino's did not. Thinking back to it, the 80s was like a really, really weird time for mascots. I don't know if it was all the LSD or like what they were putting in the water. Fucking the mascots were so cursed. I used to have a bunch of toys of these and I didn't even know what they were. I just thought that they were freaky and I liked to look at them. And I found out through my research for this video that one man is basically responsible for all of these weird mascots. His name is Blvd. He's the man who brought a lot of these weird mascots to life. He had like a claymation studio. We can partially blame him for these weird little raisins that look like the guy that's always in all of Joji's music videos. Are any of the raisins sexy? What is this? What is this picture, man? These should have never been made. These really should have never been made. I'm so fucking dead ass. I'm not a fan of the California raisins, guys. Like, look at this, man. This is real. Yeah, these things were fucked up. Thanks, Blvd. So what exactly happened? How did this all begin? How did this little red freak in a skin-tight suit drive a man to literally violence? I accidentally left this next to the creatine on my desk. I've been taking a scoop every day for about 2 months now. It all started when Ken Noid started seeing this weird red little guy in all of the Domino's commercials. And the thing about this weird little red man is that everyone fucking hated him. He was portrayed in like the worst way always. He's the monster. Everybody hated him. He was a menace in every single commercial. Domino's even coined a slogan called "Avoid the Noid." He was terrible. You can probably see how this started to get into Kenneth Noid's head, seeing as he is a man with schizophrenia. People saying avoid the Noid, like there's this guy that everyone, like you're made to hate, and his name's the Noid. That's pretty crazy. Not gonna lie, if I started seeing commercials that were just like, just avoid Juicy, get away from Gage, I would probably start foaming at the mouth. Imagine seeing that for like 5 years straight, okay? You probably lose your shit, but you would know that it's probably just a crazy coincidence. Kenneth Noid, though, did not believe that. He really, truly thought that Domino's was airing these commercials just to target him and berate him, and that this character was made literally to mock him. Like, this is him. The Noid is Kenneth Noid. He really thought Domino's, the whole corporation, was honed in on airing commercials to just tell people not to fuck with him. Like, literally hating from the heavens. Don't fuck with this guy. I can kind of sympathize with this, but it would get to the point to where I would, go over it in my head and be like, of course not, But this man was sick. He had paranoid schizophrenia, So when he's, seeing Avoid the Noid on the TV, he's like, what the fuck, dude? Domino's just aired a commercial saying to avoid me? What the fuck did I do? What? He truly thought that Tom Monaghan, the founder of Domino's, was personally targeting him and making these commercials just to be a troll, I guess. Literally thought the CEO of Domino's was just trolling him. That's not all that Kenneth thought was happening. He thought that Tom, the owner and founder of Domino's, was actually entering his apartment and surveilling him on a daily basis. This guy was not well. He was very sick, and this seemed to itch just the right spot to make him want to grab a 357 357 Magnum and go to Domino's. Really itched that 357 Magnum spot on his brain. And he truly did believe that Tom was using the powers of his company, Domino's, to torment him on a daily basis to everyone in the country. Which, yeah, this is just a bad situation. You know, there's not really too much you can do about this. Is that fucking crazy to say? This is just gonna happen. It's not Domino's fault, but who knows? There's a 0.01% chance that Domino's might have been targeting Kenneth Lamar Noid. Who knows? Maybe he cut off the owner Tom in traffic one day and he decided to pull the ultimate gamer prank ever. What I do know is that after enough suffering, Kenneth Lamar Noid eventually grabbed his 357 revolver and on January 30th, 1989, headed on down to the Chamblee, Georgia Domino's, and at around 11 a.m. he entered the store with his Magnum in an effort to stop the torment that he thought was happening. He immediately ordered the store manager and the delivery worker to the back of the store, and he wanted to speak to the Domino's corporate headquarters, which, I'm gonna be honest, I wonder if he reached out beforehand. I know there wasn't Google at the time, but what, could you fucking Yellow Pages or whatever the fuck it was, you know, phone book? Holy shit, you guys remember those? I've used a phone book. Ah! Oh my God, I've unironically used a phone book to fucking find something before. Oh my God, that's so painful. Oh God, you probably, nobody in like 10 years is even gonna know that phone books existed. Fuck, I might be young, guys. I'm only 26, man. Why do I feel like I'm fucking got dusty old bones full of green dust? What's going on? I'm sure he could have gone to Domino's too and been like, hey guys, I know what you're doing. You know, stop it. The employees, though, were able to notify the police and they initiated a perimeter around the store pretty much within like 15 to 30 minutes. I've seen different reports on how they did this, ranging from they used a secret code over the phone while talking to John Domino himself. Something along the lines of like, please, pizza, help, pepperoni, me, Italian sausage, 357 Magnum, onions, to my head chicken, you know, something like that, which I guess is just like a big old rumor that a bunch of people are spreading because it's funny and way cooler than the reality that they probably just pressed a panic button. Yeah, so I got a guy here at the store, 134567. I got a red ostrich. And yeah, police perimeter was made around the store. And at around 11:30, first contact was made with Noid over the phone line at the store, and he had some demands. But first, he had to let the police know, listen, guys, I am not going to drop my weapon and exit the store. You guys need to listen to me. Fucking Tom, the owner of Domino's, is targeting me, and they made this whole red guy with bunny ears that is basically telling everybody not to with me at all, and they've been targeting me on a national, international stage. I am a targeted person. You need to do something. Yeah, he literally mentioned the owner by name, and I'm sure the police were just like, that's crazy. He put the gun down, you know? At around 12 in the afternoon, Kenneth Noid had finally ironed out his demands. He was craving $100,000. I'm craving $100,000 right now. I'm craving $100K in cash. I'm craving a white limousine to pick me up and wisp me out of here, away to a land where Tom, the owner of Domino's, can't mock me on an international, global level. I would also like a copy of Robert Anton Wilson's book, The Widow's Son, which is book 2 in the, like, some Illuminati series. I don't know, weird shit. But I want that book, and I will exchange a person for the book. Just bring me the Illuminati book and I'll give you a hostage. Negotiators said that they will send an officer with the book. We'll figure out the other stuff, okay? You know, they heard all of those demands. There's like $100,000, white limousine, a book. And they're like, let's start with the book and we'll go from there. Maybe the book, he'll just be like, yeah, you guys can have, I'm done. I would start with the book too. Definitely not the $100,000. At 12:30 though, things escalated significantly when 2 shots were fired by Noid inside of the establishment. Sniper positions were taken following this, seeing as there was a direct escalation and shots were being fired. The clock was ticking, baby. Something had to be done. Now, please, I am not fucking making this up when I say Noid had asked the 2 employees to make him 2 special custom pizzas. Now listen! Just make me a couple pizzas while we wait. Get John Domino on the phone and get the rabbit guy to stop harassing me on my television. Okay? So I don't know what his order was. Kind of wish I knew what his order was, but he said, make me some pizza. I would like some pizza. Please make me 2 pizzas. He had said this earlier. Bro just kind of was sat down housing these 2 pizzas. He literally set his gun down and everything. The book was delivered, but he didn't uphold his end of the deal. He was like, hey, I'm fucking eating pizza over here, guys. Okay? Give me a break and let me eat my fucking pizza. Kenneth Lamar Noid was so into eating these pizzas. These 2 delicious custom-made pizzas that he had gotten. Probably pretty quick service too. Honestly, if it was 357 was held to my head, I'd make those pizzas fast. He was so invested in eating these pizzas that the 2 hostages simply just walked out, and he didn't even notice. I'm not kidding. I'm not making this up. They just walked out the back. They walked out the back straight into the police's arms, safe and sound. And dude was so busy housing the pizzas. The 2 shots heard earlier were simply into the ceiling. Nobody was harmed. And the hostages just walked peacefully out. They escaped through the door while Kenneth Lamar Noid was said to be eating the pizzas with his gun sat down, monologuing.
You sly dog. You got me monologuing. I can't.
Literally just eating pizzas, monologuing to himself with a 357 Magnum in the Dominos. Impeccable form. A peek into my future, probably. Just kidding. And at 3:30 p.m., Kenneth Lamar Noid walked peacefully out of the Dominos and with 2 free pizzas in his stomach, sat his weapon down and peacefully surrendered. Nobody was harmed and he got 2 free pizzas out of the deal, baby. What a bargain. He was charged with 2 counts of kidnapping, aggravated assault, possession of a firearm during a crime, and attempted extortion because of the whole $100,000. I'm craving a white limo. He was charged with all of those, but nobody was harmed. And listen, bro got 2 free pizzas out of it, made his way. In August of 1989, Kenneth Lamar Noid was found not guilty due to insanity in court, and he was put into an institution, a mental hospital. It's where they send people who are directly targeted by Domino's and ad campaigns. And on February 23rd of 1995, Kenneth Lamar Noid was found at the age of 27 to have committed suicide in Tallahassee, Florida, in a rooming house that he was at. This coincides with Domino's phasing out the Noid, which has led to rumors that they had waited till Kenneth Lamar's death to finally decide to do it. There was the whole hostage thing, whole hostage with gunpoint in the targeted campaign, and they're like, that's fine. But this was when they were like, okay, maybe we should phase out the Noid, which I do want to point out. What if they phased him out because the target was no longer... You know what I mean? What if they phased out Noid after the death of Kenneth Lamar Noid because the target, there was no one to target? Is that crazy to say? It's not true. Let me just say that's not true. But all I'm saying is that the Domino's psyop had concluded, and that's why they phased out the Noid, and Tom Monaghan had completed his mission that he started out from the beginning, is what I would say if I was a big old joker, because that's not true. Well, that, my friends, concludes that one time in the 80s where a guy thought that Domino's was personally targeting him on a national and international, just global level, and literally running a psyop on him, and he took up arms to a Domino's restaurant in Georgia. Pretty fucking insane story. That's why I want to talk about it. It's just the thought of this man who was obviously actually really sick, very mentally ill. He genuinely thought that this character was meant to be him. Like, they really thought that Domino's was mocking him, which is insane. And it's unfortunate that his life went this way and that this is the turn that it all took. But what a fucking insane story. Why is the second fucking result on Google when I look up the Noid is fucking Hatsune Miku? Why is this why does this even exist? This mascot's from the fucking 80s. Guys, here's my art of Hatsune Miku executing the Noid at point blank range. Hope you enjoy. Thank you guys for watching, and please comment down below if there's any other crazy incidents like this. I will look at them. I do look at them, and I would love to talk to and research and look into and yap about some more things like this. This is very interesting to me. Why did Domino's do that? That's crazy. But yeah, that concludes the Noid. A sad, kind of crazy, kind of funny, all over situation. It's good that nobody was hurt at the Domino's, but it's unfortunate that things ended the way they did. I am going to go oil up. I'm going to go oil up real quick, and I am going to squeeze into a red leather suit with bunny ears and sabotage pizza deliveries